What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven. This is Steven in Stereo, and in today's video, we are diving into the newly released album from Rosé titled Rosie. I've been looking forward to this album since the release of APT. I feel like once I heard that song, I was immediately drawn to what she was going to be bringing. And then, of course, she follows it up with Number One Girl, which is just like such a banger of a track and so nostalgic in a lot of ways too. So I'm really looking forward to doing a full dive into this album. Before we get into today's video, I'm just going to ask you guys to go check out Patreon. You can see the full uncut album listening party to this video, as well as over like 150 albums and like 300 plus videos you can't find anywhere else. But if you want to see me jam, you know, every second of every track, I know some people really like to have those like more almost like behind the scenes kind of things. The links in the description. Everything and everyone that supports me over there is directly supporting this channel, so I appreciate you all so much. With all that out of the way, I'm so excited to dive in. So there's only 2 tracks we're not doing, and it's only because I have full videos to them, especially with APT. I have several videos for that song, but Number One Girl and APT, the 2 songs that we're not doing. So we're gonna dive right into 3 AM. Let's go.
I just saw a red flag. Gonna pretend I didn't see that.
I just saw a red flag. Gotta pretend I didn't see that. Ooh, love her vocals right there.
Keep the story rolling. Forget that shit my mother always told me.
Fuck yeah.
Roll their eyes, but there's no use. I just wanted to be you. When it's 3 AM and I'm losing myself in my mind again.
Shouted vocals are so good in the back. I dig that too, because that is, I think, what a lot of people forget sometimes. Like when you really love somebody, you don't give a fuck what anybody else's opinion of them or what they do are. You only see what you want to see in that person. And though sometimes that may not be like the best thing, it also, no one can understand that unless they're going through it at that time. Like what you see in somebody, even if it's not the best, you still want to be with them. Dude, love this. Oh my God. She's like messing with us. Like all these lines, I feel like she's like changing up the cadence a little bit, changing up the flow a little bit, just so she can put different emphasis on these vocal pieces, because she's just that talented. Hey! Oh yeah, dude. Really love how she plays with the vocals in this so much. It's this lax sort of like playfulness that kind of like softens the blow of the idea that maybe this person has red flags, maybe this person isn't the best in everyone's eyes, but like what you feel with that person kind of puts all that to the side. And like the way that she delivers those vocals makes it feel like I don't care what people say, this love is real. I love that so much from her. All right, it says 2 years.
Invisible, but the heart breaks physical.
Hey.
Miserable. God, it's so chemical.
Come on, I talk about this so much, but vulnerable delivery like that is like my thing. I just fucking love that so much.
Still feels miserable. 2 years and you're still not gone. Doesn't make sense that I can't move on.
Fuck.
Yeah, I trust love never dies.
Yes! With the shouted vocal in the back, come on.
I try, but this love never dies. Another night.
Love this fucking 1989 feeling fucking track right here. I just love how heavy these synthesizers are. There's so much room left with that reverb. Like there's so much that is kind of like space taken up in the best way, because then you have this sort of vulnerability that is being delivered so hard on top of having some of these vocals. And I think it was like a little bit of like a melodyne. All of that coming together, it just creates so much atmosphere in a song, but it makes that heartbreak just hit even harder. The idea of not being with somebody for 2 years and still not being able to get over them. Like imagine just being stuck in limbo when you're no longer with the person that you thought you'd be with, yet you can't seem to move on. You just find yourself stuck. And I feel like this sounds like that sort of feeling of what it would be like to be stuck, and also feeling hopeful that you might get out of it.
After you, I'm always coming back to you.
Oh.
It's been 2 years and you're still
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, the way that comes back in is so strong. Come on.
This is all I know, and I know it's not you, it's me. 'Cause it's been 2 years and you're still not.
I feel like there's so much that can happen in this kind of instrumental. It's why I love this so much. I find myself like so drawn to the vocal delivery because it's the little subtleties that are happening in the back too. It's the little bit of reverb, the little bit of like synthesizer distortion left over, whatever it is. All those little things really play into the sound and really play into the emotion right here. You'd think I'd figure that drop out. Yeah, I'm super into this. Like I said, it's got this like really cool, like ambient 80s sound that just allows Rosé to take over in the best way. I love that her voice really felt like it was like a mythical creature at some point. Like there's just so much reverb on it that it really exists in every space in your head. And I love that because the song of heartbreak, when you have a love that never dies, even if you're no longer with that person, that, in my opinion, is the ballad of heartbreak. That is the song of heartbreak. There could be nothing worse than being in love with the person that you cannot have. And I think Rosé definitely shares that emotion with us in this. All right, this is Toxic Till the End.
Can't pretend that I was in the dark when you were my friends, didn't even try with them. Back then when I was running out of your face, I said I never wanna see your face. I couldn't wait to see it again. We were toxic till the end.
I already, like, here's the thing. With Number One Girl and APT, I felt like those were the singles. Like, I felt like we have the singles that this needs. Dude, holy shit. This is another track that I hope ends up becoming a single. This is fucking awesome. It's got the whole buildup that you want in a track that you know is gonna go like super fucking popular. It's got this really great pre-chorus that builds in all that emotion. Her, you know, you're this manipulator. You're obviously like, we're not good together, right? And then it drops into this like super upbeat chorus. Are you kidding me?
Playing with the pieces in my chest.
Ooh.
Now he's on the screen. I'm saying don't leave. You saw that line from me because you're just jealous and possessed.
Oh, right there.
So manipulated.
I love the songwriting right here.
Running out of your place, I said I never wanna see your face.
It's so good.
I couldn't wait to see it again. We were toxic till the end.
Oh, even when I said it's over, you heard pull me closer. Like, that's how toxic we are. I'm telling you that I don't want to be with you, and you still cannot understand what I'm fucking saying to you.
Things I'll never forgive you for one thing, my dear. You wasted my prettiest years.
Oh,
Back then.
you wasted my prettiest years. Look, one thing I'm really noticing about her, when she has a moment to have like an emotional piece, when she has a moment to really make the lyrics stick, that's what I'll say. Like, yeah, you've heard them throughout the song, but I'm about to make you fucking hear these lyrics, right? When she does that, I love the emotion that she brings out. I love her delivery. It's sick. We're doing it again. Let's do it.
Thanks for not giving me back my Tiffany rings. I'll never forgive you for one thing, my dear. You wasted my prettiest years. And we were toxic till the end.
Dude, there's no way this song doesn't end up being fucking massive. I actually feel like this has the kind of feeling, as much as I feel that way about Number One Girl, I actually feel like this and APT are the songs that I think really push kind of like that like single heavy sound. I love this song so much. And I also love that she is also conflicted, meaning that she's taking blame in this sort of like story, right? Because to be toxic, yeah, one person can be toxic, but like it takes two to tango sometimes. And so like she even says at the end, like, you know, even you saying things, I'm mishearing them. The whole point being we're just both toxic together. So in this entire relationship, it's going to fall till the end, but there was never some moment in which everything was fine. All right, this is Drinks or Coffee.
Your name and now I'm staying for ya. We're just friends, it's okay. Kinda weird how you in a different light.
Oh, love her vocals right there. Let's go.
At that party,
Ooh.
I know that you want me. Gotta keep it nice.
We got to keep it nice. We cannot be naughty, so we could get drinks or we could get coffee. That's fucking great. Because here's the thing, it's not just about the lyrics, it is absolutely how you say them. And I absolutely feel that in 2024, well, the last few years and then on, it's not necessarily 100% about what you're saying. Make it make sense, but make it sound fucking cool. And I like that this is both. There's multiple plays on this, but I like that she delivers it in a way that she could have been talking about absolutely nothing, and I still would have been stoked about it. Fuck, I love where she's going with her voice with this. Hey! That's gonna be stuck in my head. So stuck in my head. I'm adding this one to my playlist. Oh, come on. Drinks or coffee, drinks, coffee, drinks or coffee. Just call me. Come on. Oh, dude, I love that. Especially in the context of everything else. We're talking about obviously a relationship that mattered so much to Rosé, like in the context of these lyrics. And so you do think about that. I haven't heard from you, or like maybe we're not talking a lot, 2 years, I still can't get you off my mind, even though we were toxic till the end. But here I am kind of like hoping that you give me a call at all. You want to go get drinks? I'm okay with that. You want to go get drink, or you want to go get coffee? That's fine too. I just want you to call me. You can like feel that there's like a sadness there at the end when she says that. It's like this sadness yet hopeful feeling of maybe just really an invite to anything is exactly what you want. All right, like I said, we already have so many videos on APT. So this is Game Boy. Oh shit, that early 2000s R&B sound. Especially with that guitar. Ooh. I love that she can fuck around with the R&B sound too, because I really feel like opens up so much versatility for her, like to do a song like APT, to do a song like Number One Girl, and then turn around and have Game Boy. Like that's so many options for a singer. That's crazy. 2 years now, I understand it. Yeah, you'll always be a game boy. These days I don't wanna play boy. Hey! Good guy. Fuck, dude. Like shit like that shakes me to my core when you hear just how good those vocals come in, because it's like with the chord progression, with everything changing up, and then Rosé's like vocal coming in right there. There's just so much to love. Yeah, you got a little too good, acting like a good guy. Oh. Hey. Fuck, but you took my love for granted and it took me 2 years to understand it. So we're definitely talking about a similar person, I think, throughout this whole thing, which obviously like pushes the emotions even harder to know that we have like a pretty, at least on some of these tracks, the non-single tracks, there's like a little bit more of like a thematic. Actually, no, the single tracks too. Maybe just not APT, but then again, maybe that also fits the same narrative. That fucking 808 is so good. Oh yeah, she even fucking does the vocal delivery there to just remind you of that old school R&B sound, that like 2000s, which is literally like the best fucking, one of the best eras of music. But just the way she does this whole delivery right here. Right there, so good. Hey. Hey. Fuck, dude, these instrumentals are so good. So she's just saying, like, I know that this is just a Game Boy. Like, you're just going to play games. And I'm at the point in my life when I can't do it anymore. I can't keep doing this. I've wasted so much time playing games with you. I love that there is, again, that nostalgic R&B sound so implemented in this song, and Rosé just really utilizing that time to just let us know that she can fucking do it all. And over an instrumental like this is crazy, because I love this almost sounds like a Timbaland type shit, like from like the 90s and 2000s. Like, I just feel like that sound is so on point for this, that instrumental just fucking caters so much, and it allows Rosé to have some really cool vocal moments, which honestly, it wasn't even one of the things I was thinking about when I came here. Like, I'm coming to this album because I really liked the styles that I heard in the singles, and I really liked, you know, kind of like the energy that was being put out. Didn't realize just how incredible of a vocalist Rosé is and kind of like what she's capable of. So I'm definitely really stoked to just have all these options here. All right. This is Stay a Little Longer.
Stay a little longer, take a little longer to pack up your bags. You're moving too fast.
Fuck.
Make me wanna hate you so I don't have to miss you. Oh my
God, she's so good at, like, she has that tension in each, like at the end of each of these lines. There's like this tension. You can tell she's like fighting her own emotions as if she's really as if she's like really saying this to somebody.
What if I tangled some rope and your feet into the ocean, 'cause I'm in too deep. Please, won't you stay a little longer?
Oh my God.
And babe,
Wait, all that rasp in her voice? Are you kidding me? I did not know she could do it like that.
I'm fragile, I'm speechless, don't leave me in peace. Won't you stay a little longer?
Oh.
And babe,
Yo. Everything I was just saying about, like, on the last track about all the versatility, I did not know that she had this in her as well. These like a ballad, a piano ballad like this requires like all that you have. I really do feel like this would be one of the hardest things to do, because there's nothing you can hide behind. There's no like fast guitar. There's no like heavy distortion. It's just a piano and you and all your fucking feelings. And I am so stoked to hear her go into that higher range, pull that gravel sound, pull that rasp, just all of that chest and throat voice just going so hard right there. Because in my opinion, in an album, obviously this emotionally heavy about a relationship, you have to have this moment, right? You got to have you and a piano. Like, we needed this.
can't stand these walls without you inside them. Build us a castle, then leave
Let's
me
go.
in silence. Please, won't you stay a little longer?
Oh, this is it. Playlist.
Won't you stay a little longer, babe?
Oh my God. Come on. She comes off of that note that I already love and then just throws in a little extra on that babe. Come on.
Won't you stay a little longer, babe?
Woo!
You, so I don't have to miss you.
Woo!
Make a mistake.
Make me have to hate you so I don't have to miss you is such a real fucking line if you've ever been in a situation like this before. Woo! Incredible. Come on. I wish I could like build a ringtone into myself, like not my phone, but like for myself, that I could like, when I had a new thought, I could have that ringtone go off. I would definitely have it be that last part, that Stay a Little Longer, babe. Probably the last one she did, with whatever emphasis she wanted to put on it. That would be that ringtone for me every time a new thought popped in, and I would never get sick of that. I went ahead and put that on a playlist so I could listen to it so many times today. This is not even a sound that I was expecting to hear on this record. Not even what I think I would have been looking for what a favorite track might be from Rosé. But this doesn't exactly leave anything for me to even ask for. Like, it does everything I would want out of a song that would be this emotional. And because we're going through an album that has obviously a lot of lyrics, kind of like alluding to the same issue that I think we're talking to in Game Boy and even this track as well, it just makes the emotions and everything feel way heavier. So super into that. She absolutely fucking crushed that. Need to hear a live version of it as soon as she does one, because that's the one right there. All right, Not the Same.
For trusting you once, trusting you twice. Yeah, we had only and nothing but time.
Fucking bass is so heavy.
I
Hey!
don't know who you think you're kidding, babe. Come and get your stuff, yeah. Find a new heart to confide
Oh, dude, those like intentional voice cracks she does. I like if I could sing, that's something I would like to be able to do. I feel like it'd be really sick to be able to like just add that little bit of like seasoning on top of whatever emotion I was trying to push. Fuck. God damn, even like stuff like that. She has such cool vocal control. To let it go high like that and still have like, still be able to throw some cursive on it. I feel like this is a thing that happens in a lot of relationships, especially if you're in them for maybe a long time, typically a long time, because I think people's like true self really comes out the longer that you're with them. You do get to a point that like you're in that relationship, things have changed, but it's because both people have changed. People are going to always be changing, which is why the longer you're in a relationship, you either grow together or you grow apart. Everything that's kind of like gone on in our relationship, it's because we're not the same, but specifically you are not the same. So you're not the same person that you were at the time when that was happening. So at least that's what I'm picking up on the lyrics, and it would make a lot of sense. As somebody who has like seen that kind of play out before, kind of the vibe I'm getting.
You can keep pointing the finger, thought it'd be us, go figure. Fucked up and you know that I'm right.
Man, she just fucking shows up for that line. Like, I love that she straight up played into exactly what I said in a couple other tracks, which is that she does really good around, well, the whole fucking song, right? But she does so good around the end whenever she has that chance to like deliver that same lyric, but it's going to be the way she delivers it that kind of like permanently tattoos you. Like you remember it. And I feel like she does that at the end here as well. She puts that little bit of extra emphasis in the emotion, throws up the vocal maybe a little bit higher. One little subtlety might change, but it's so that you remember. You may have heard the words through the song, but you're going to remember them at the end. And again, also going back to the lyrics, I really appreciate the idea that things can change overnight. People change. But just because you're you can't be the one that changed and then immediately start blaming the other person in the relationship. I think that's kind of what she's saying here too, is like, you're pointing fingers at me, but you're not the same person. Like we are not in the same situation that we were. So maybe I'm overthinking it. That's kind of what I'm feeling based on that. And again, as somebody who's, seen it play out before. All right, call it the end.
And we don't know which way to go. Part of me lost hope. Give it a name, you're at a crossroads. Do I call you my ex or do I call you my boyfriend? Call you a lover, do I call you a friend? Call you the one or the one that got away? Someone I'll just have to forget.
This is such a great fucking lyric setup for what we've listened to this whole thing, because I have felt throughout this record that she has definitely felt conflicted in this. It's almost like a relationship that's ending that she doesn't want to end, but for reasons that seem to be beyond her control at this point, whether that person is changing or whether they were never really meant to be. It is all kind of like changing, but it's still kind of up in the air, and she's like, what the fuck do I do?
Do we have a future? Or should I call it the end?
Come on.
Falling down our faces, so if we don't see it through.
I hear so many versions of Rosé on this record. I always talk about how the debut is so important, regardless of what you've done in your history, especially in someone in Rosé's position. I feel like the history part kind of plays into it because Blackpink is massive. This is your opportunity to showcase to the world what you can do, and here is a culmination of sounds that I have that you may be interested in, and maybe you'll become a fan of mine. The debut becomes so I feel like there's a lot of pressure on the debut. There doesn't have to be, but I feel like you're trying to give somebody essentially like the showcase of who you are and what you're capable of doing. I love that she has shown us so much versatility and vocal style throughout this, because you guys might have already known about her being able to do a lot of this, but like for me as a new fan of hers, I had no idea. So this is so sick.
Call you a lover, do I call you a friend? Call you the one or the one that got away. I'll never call you again.
So much power in these moments for her.
Do we have a future? Or should I call it the end?
Oh,
Should
the
I
backing
call it the
vocals.
end?
fuck. And to be that conflicted by the end, like, is this relationship and all the ups and downs, is this as good as it gets? Like, is this what I can hope for forever? And am I okay with that? Or should I just call it the end? Like, this is what we did. We had our run. It was fun. We've learned, we've lost, we've whatever. We move on. I feel like it's so hard to be in that situation because really trying to assume based on two people, you don't really understand their relationship anyways. But in a situation like this, you shouldn't have this much conflict in a relationship that really works, if you know what I'm saying. Like, if things really work, if you just click on enough levels, there wouldn't be this much. But I think that when I hear a song like Toxic Till the End, and then I think about Call It the End, my first instinct is run. Like, call it the end and run. But it's easy to say that when you're the outside looking in. Obviously, whatever emotional things that Rosé went through for this has placed a weight on her. Like, there's a burden on her somewhere that she's struggling with. And I think this song really showcases that. Also, shout out her and a piano ballad. This one, much more of a piano ballad than we previously heard. It really allows her to do these power vocals, which I'm such a fan of from her. And again, not something I was expecting to hear. Too bad for us.
In the way that it does, and the moment disappear, go here.
Fuck.
I guess that life does what it wants, just to back for us.
Love this songwriting. Love it so much. This whole entire section, not only just like delivering the sad fact that love sometimes does what it does, and unfortunately didn't work out for the two of you, but like not so much just giving me that, but building it into me with this much. I'm so here for it. Yes.
Two heads in this end, a friendly fire can't go forward, can't go back again, and it crept up on
Yes.
us in the way that it does, and the moment disappears.
Oh, dude, this is so good. It's got a doomy sound to it. You can actually feel the gloom in this because this is like, even though you're trying to accept it in this, it's also like bittersweet to realize that love came and went and it didn't work out.
I guess that love does what it wants. Eyes closed.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Almost touched the sun, I guess we got too close. Now
Come on.
I'm close. Almost touched the sun, I guess we got too close. Friendly fire, can't go forward, can't go back again.
Oh,
Disappear.
it feels so heavy.
It burns out in a minute, at least that's what I tell myself.
Oh, let's go.
We wanna talk, but we don't wanna listen. It crept up
Let's
on
go.
us in the way that it does once. And that's just too bad for us.
I am throwing this song so hard onto my playlist right now. You have no idea. Okay, this is one of those songs that, in my opinion, really bring you to the place in which this is taking place. I talk about this a lot. I didn't really have a lot of imagination growing up. I've unlocked it a little bit more as I've become an adult. But songs like this, to me, really paint a picture in my head. And I feel like I could see this like almost sadness of two people walking through a field, accepting that it's over and like being sad about it, like crying about it, but also understanding that they have no choice but to move on. When you can paint that kind of visual in my head, I love that. But when you can make me feel those emotions too, feel that sadness of letting that person go, knowing that you love them, but it just, love wasn't enough in the situation. It didn't work out the way it did. It came and it went. In my opinion, when you can deliver it in a way that makes me feel like I just went through that same conversation, like I was a part of it, I love you for that. And she does that so well here. I think a lot of it too comes down to like, I really do hang on to every note that she sings. I'm waiting for the next vocal. I don't know what she's gonna do next. I'm like, you're kind of like anticipating what's gonna happen, and like you'll hear her pull an emotion into a lyric and you're just like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking here. Like make me sad. I'll take it. Whatever. Dance all night.
Out of my bed today, the sunlight was hitting my face, and one of them asked me if there's anything I would change, and I didn't know what to say, but I would.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Didn't know what to say, but
Come on. I love that it actually feels super playful too, because this is super important. It's the point that like, maybe you're not doing all right. Maybe you've kind of gone through a lot. If you could change anything, what would you do? I would fucking go anywhere and forget my problems for that time being. Like she said, I don't want to sit and think about regrets that I don't even regret. Like these decisions, I don't want to have to obsess over them. I don't even care. Like I made the decisions. It is what it is. I'm here now. I just want to go somewhere where none of it fucking matters and I can just have fun. Love how guitar heavy this is.
I wouldn't be so in my head. 3 words and you could say, 'cause
Hey!
I would dance all night, not care about the heartache in my life.
Oh, dude, I love the melody to this.
And you could say, 'cause I would dance all night,
Hey! Oh my God.
Promise me you'll stay forever young, forever young.
Hold on, before it drops back into this, because I just love this melody so much, I love this bridge too, because the idea, at least it seems to me, is like, even though like all this stuff is going wrong, even though we've had all these issues, if I really had the option, we would just go and just have fun. We'd dance all night, we'd have a great time, we would live this youthful feeling like we have, and you'd come home with me and you could stay and we'd wake up together and everything would still be fine, everything would move forward. And I think it's like tongue in cheek, because if that was the option, that's what you would do. But unfortunately, like, we're past that, you know? Like sometimes you wish you could just go back to something that could be so easy to fix, like just going out and having a good time. But like then you get to the point where it's like whatever has already happened, and you realize that at that point that's no longer possible.
I dance all night.
Hey!
I dance all night.
I'm playlisting that one too. Jesus. It has to be jammy like this to really like bring in that message, right? Like you have to be able to play it out and dance like that, because that's kind of like the joke of it all, is like, if we could do it all over again, this is what I would do. I would just go and not worry about any of this shit and not be stuck in my head. And I would just have the time of my life and wake up in the morning and everything would be fine. But like, in my opinion, based on what I've heard in the lyrics of the whole album, it seems to me like we're so far past that that's why this song kind of like is a little bit whimsical. It's like trying to have a little bit of like a loose telling of it, because at the end of the day, it's like unfortunate that you can't go back to those things. Love did what it did. Love ran its course. It was unfortunate for y'all. Rosé's debut album just fucking crushed my expectations. I don't know what I was really expecting. After hearing Number One Girl and APT, I think I was expecting, like, to be honest with you, it's really hard based on those 2 songs what I was expecting to get. I did not expect to hear this R&B sound. I did not expect to hear her in like this ballad type form with these crazy power vocals. I didn't expect to hear the overall like emotional delivery the way that she does. You got to remember, other than hearing a little bit of Blackpink's music, I really only heard the 2 singles that came out for this. And so like, it's really hard to judge what I think an entire artist album is going to sound like when they haven't actually put that type of like full project out before. And so in hearing this, to me, what I'm really into right away is the fact that she is just delivering these fucking vocals through and through, is something that I obviously enjoyed her voice from what I heard, but I did not expect to have it hit on levels like this. She connects her emotions to her lyricism in such a cool way. I love that she can like hang on to certain words in a line and make those words feel a little bit more of the emotion. And then, like I said in a couple of the songs, work her way towards the end of the song where she's going to say the exact same line again, but she's going to do it in a way that just like cements the meaning of that song to you. And I feel like she did that multiple times on this album, and I was a huge fan of it. This album definitely leaves me wanting more though. I feel like for a debut release, I feel like 12 songs is like what we see now. It's like 10 to 12, but like Rosé has so much hype behind her right now because the singles that she's put out have been so fucking good that I'm sure we're going to get a deluxe. We always get a deluxe. So like, I'm going to be waiting for the deluxe legitimately because I feel like I want more of her music already. This just didn't seem like it was enough because she was diving like so well into some of these sounds. I would have just loved to hear her experiment even more with them. Lyrically, this album, it's sad. In my opinion, it is what it's like to be in limbo after being in a long relationship where you don't quite know if it's over. Maybe it is, but then like, if it is, and you have to accept that, what do you do now? And it kind of feels like that's where we're at in this. Rosé is willing to accept that things may no longer be able to be fixed. And like the bittersweet kind of like understanding that comes with that, but then also the reality now that you are entering life on your own after being in this relationship. And that's no easy thing to do. It comes with a lot of its own challenges and also the loneliness if you find yourself, you know, living in a lot of the past. But because of all of that, I love how Dance All Night ends this record because I think it just kind of like reminds you sometimes that maybe if you had the opportunity, you might just want to go do something fun and not try to dwell on all of this heartbreak, especially in the way that Rosé seems to be doing it through here. Now, the other thing I was going to say is for the songs that I love the most on this, they're the songs that I playlisted. I didn't count the singles because those are kind of given to me. I love both of those songs so much. I don't know what other single she's going to choose, but right away, my favorite songs are Drinks or Coffee. I love that it's this like, it's playful, but at the same time, it's also like, just make my phone ring, which I think is beautiful in its own way. Stay a Little Longer because I love to hear her in this stripped back moment. I mean, I know that like the instrumental picked up a little bit, but this stripped back sort of like, let my power vocals really show to you. And then she did it again for us in Too Bad for Us. So that also became a favorite of mine. And then of course, Dance All Night, because I think it's a good way to end the record. I think it's a good way to kind of leave it feeling a little lighter because it is heavy in the content when you're looking at sort of the sadness of that relationship falling apart. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel. If you guys want to watch the full uncut album listening party where we jam the whole thing, you guys can check it out over on Patreon. Links in the description. I love y'all. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.